Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Akram Kebah bin Muhammad Kebah. I'm from TSC 1101A and I will tell you about the company that we have choose for our group assignment. The company that have been choose is The Life Company. It's a food and beverage company that has been introduced on 17 February 2017 and the CEO of the company is Brian Lu. So, I will present to you about the scarcity. There are two types of scarcity that can be related to the life products, such as conventional perspective and Islamic perspective. For conventional perspective, there are only finite number of human and non-human resources that can be used to produce a finite number of economic commodities to fulfill human needs and desires. For example, the life only had a small workforce and limited resources, but they aim to boost their revenue. For Islamic perspective, Islamic Sharia serves as the foundation for the entire economic system. The Al-Quran and Al-Hadith as foundation for the principle Allah provide all the resources and it is up to human how to use it. For example, the life makes its goods available so that people can enjoy the satisfying beverage rather than giving the irrational craving based on their nafsu.
There are four types of production: land, capital, labor and entrepreneur. The first one is land. Land are the resources that are free like raw materials, oil or natural gases. Capital is the machinery, tools and buildings human use to produce goods and services. Next is labor. Labor is the effort that people contribute to the production of goods and services. And lastly, the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is the one that initiates the process of production by mobilizing the other factors of production. Now, let's move on to choice and opportunity cost. Choice is when resources are limited, decision must be made. Therefore, one must choose from the given options. Next is opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the second best option that must be foregone for another choice which give more rewards and satisfaction. For example, top management need to choose between renovating the popular branches or rebuilding the bankrupted branches. Renovating the popular branches will be an opportunity cost if the management decided to rebuild the bankrupt branches since it's the second best.
Today I'm going to tell you about the basic economic problem. So there are four basic economic problems. The first one is what to produce. Should Tea Life produce more beverages or side dish? The second one is how much to produce. How much tea should be produced? And the third one is for whom to produce. Should Tea Life sell more to kids or adults? And last but not least is how to produce. Should Tea Life use labor intensive to produce?
So today we want to talk about the law of demand for our company Tea Life. So the basic law of the demand is when price increase, the demand will decrease, and when price decrease, the demand will increase. To sum up, the relation between price and the demand is negative. Next, determinant of demand. There are two determinant of demand: price factor and non-price factor. When price increase, demand decrease. It will show a movement downward in demand curve. For example, when price increase from 8 ringgit to 9 ringgit, the quantity demanded for our tea life went from 1,700 to 1,600. And when price decrease, the demand increase. It will show a movement upward in the demand curve. For example, when price decrease for 10 ringgit to 9 ringgit per cup, the quantity demanded will go 1,500 to 1,600. So for explanation for this graph, when expectation about future price will decrease, the demand for tea life water for now will decrease. Price the same, but the demand increase from Q1 to Q2. Shift the demand curve to the right from D1 to D2. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, now let's talk about the law of supply. Law of supply is when the price increases, so the quality of supply will also increase. So in summary, the relationship between price and supply is positive. This is the graph for supply of beverage containers. The supply curve shifts to the right and the price stays the same for 2 ringgit. This happened because there is a technological advancement in the business. This made the production of beverage containers easier and faster. This led to the quantity of supply increases from 1,400 units to 2,000 units. Okay, now this is the graph for usage of beverage containers for tea life. In the graph, we can see that there is a movement along the supply curve, which is an upward movement or expansion. This means the usage of beverage containers increase, so the supply of beverage containers will also increase. Same thing happened to the price. The price will also increase.
Next, I, Muhammad Raifal Hamid Amran, will talk about elasticity. First, I will talk about the price elasticity of demand. The price elasticity of demand measures the responsiveness of a cup of tea life to price changes, evaluating the effect of quality on price changes. To calculate the price of elasticity, we will use the second formula, which is Q2 minus Q1 over Q1 times with P1 over P2 minus P1. So P2 is 12 ringgits, P1 is 13 ringgits, Q2 is 1,300 units, and Q1 is 1,200 units. So we will put the value in the formula, so we will get the negative 1.08. In the price elasticity of demand, we need to ignore the negative sign, so the value of the price elasticity of demand is 1.08. It shows that the value is more than 1, so it is elastic demand. The graph above, the graph shows that shows the total income rises as the total cost of a cup of tea life does. Prove this. Next, the determinants of price elasticity of demand are income levels and time dimensions. First, for the income levels, according to tea life, most income levels are in the city center with higher income sales ambitions. Better off individuals will always buy drinking water from tea life. It stretches out the demand curve. For the time dimensions, large time spans increase demand elasticity because consumers might change their preference over time according to tea life. Longer time periods followed price changes when demand for the commodity was more price elastic. The time period was shorter, the price elasticity there was in the demand for the good. Long-term price elasticity is higher than short-term price elasticity. Then, the price elasticity of supply. The price of elasticity of supply calculates quantity supplied to price change, with tea lights being a normal good, making the company receptive to price changes. So to calculate the price elasticity of supply, we also use the same formula that we used to calculate the price elasticity of demand, which is Q2 minus Q1 over Q1 times with P1 over P2 minus 1. So P2 is 20 ringgits, P1 is 19 ringgits, Q2 is 1,700 units, and Q1 is 1,600 units. After we do calculations, we will get the value of price elasticity of supply is 1.19, which is more than 1. Therefore, it is elastic supply. Next, the determinants of price elasticity of supply are the time frame for supply and the change in the cost of production. For the time frame for supply, price shifts can last from days to years, affecting demand and businesses' ability to grow in all cut production capacity. Long-term fluctuations in earnings and market knowledge enable buyers to access more replacements nets for the change in the cost of production. T-Life uses product line pricing, comparing the items based on price, flavor and packing, resulting in customers preferring large, more valuable items.
And so now it's my turn to show you about the concept of equilibrium. First thing first, let's start with determining price and demand of equilibrium. Market equilibrium is a condition whereby quantity demanded are equal to quantity supply, which means quantity demand equal to quantity supply. So based on the diagram of T-Life company, the price equilibrium is 11 ringgit and the quantity equilibrium is 1,500. Let's go to the next slide, which is the concept of a government intervention. It is the situation whereby government wanted to control the price of the goods sold in the market to protect a consumer from unfair prices. The diagram shows that the government imposed 2 ringgit indirect tax to T-Life, and the impact will increase the cost of production. T-Life supplies will fall and the supply curve will shift to the left. It also made the price of T-Life increase from 11 ringgit to 12 ringgit, and also quantity T-Life which falls from 1,500 to 1,400 units. The burden paying tax is 1 ringgit, will share equally by the producer and the consumer. That's all from me. Thank you.